Um, yeah, I mean, I guess it all started when I went to a dolphin show at an aquarium in Spain when I was very, very, very small. And it was set to the theme of the Titanic, and it just swept me away. And then I remember deciding I wanted to be a marine biologist in fourth grade, and I wanted to be a dolphin trainer. It's before I understood what any of that meant. Um, and then in high school, I had super awesome biology teachers, and I just really liked learning about stuff and knowing biology things. And then in college, that was the degree I pursued. There was a little time in freshman year where I was like, maybe I'll be a sociologist, but that went out the window really quickly. It was mostly because I had a gatekeeping biology intro course where it was like, we're gonna weed you out, which is terrible, by the way. It sets up a lot of barriers and really messes with your head. And then I got involved in a marine science lab on my campus that worked on marine invertebrates, so sea stars, sea urchins, all those kinds of non-backbone fun animals. And that sort of set me off on the path that I'm on now. I didn't. Luckily, I had really awesome mentors who, in my senior year of college, when I was like 3 years deep in undergrad research, said, you know, grad school should not be something you go into just because. So they really encouraged me to take some time off, which was also becoming the norm, at least in the labs on my floor. In STEM, so I didn't feel weird about it. My parents freaked out, but I was like, this is what's gonna happen. So I took, I guess, 2 years off, but I wouldn't say it was off. It was just 2 years of living in the real world, which I'm really grateful for. And I did a bunch of tutoring for students, as well as an internship at Mote Marine Labs in Florida, which is where I decided I would never want to work with dolphins again. And then after that, I did a year-long fellowship at the EPA in DC. And then I was like, okay, cool. I think that I want to go back to school now. I think that I have some reasons for it. I don't know that I was really able to articulate them at that point. Get involved in research, in undergrad research especially. I don't know that I knew the value of being at a small liberal arts school until now. Like, granted, you get a whole lot of really cool research opportunities at a university like UCI as an undergrad, but mine was very much tailored to me because we didn't have master's or PhD students. So I got to have like a really full-fledged experience where I had my own project that I was handling and leading myself as an undergraduate. So any experience you can get in just undergraduate research, and I recommend the liberal arts one, but I'm also biased because that's what I had. And don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. I'm really bad at math and I still feel like I'm bad at science, but here I am, and I feel like I have a good support system and I'm enjoying it. And yeah, just get exposed to it, see if you like it, and follow it if you would like to. Oh, and have really good mentors. That'll get you through it. Yeah. Ooh, okay. I would want to learn how to code really early on. Like, that kind of exposure would be great because now it still looks like a foreign language through a computer, which is even more terrifying. So if you can get any experience coding beforehand, I would recommend that. Another thing is try to get a handle on your imposter syndrome earlier rather than later. And also know that you don't have to feel like a Nobel Prize winner in order to enter STEM. I wish I would have known that too. I still wish that I knew that now. My understanding of imposter syndrome is that you just will always feel like no matter what job you have or what stage of your academic career you're in, you're always going to feel like someone's eventually going to find you out and kick you out. And I very much feel that. And I luckily had a mentor who named that for me, like freshman year of college. And he was like, you might feel this way. That's called imposter syndrome. And I think the places where I most acutely feel that is when I'm in spaces with other scientists, whether that be undergrads, grad students, whoever, and they're asking questions and I don't know the answer, or I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have thought to ask that question, which should just be a really cool, like, oh, I can learn from this. Instead, I feel like I'm behind and wrong. And that any moment they're gonna be like, you, get out. That's imposter syndrome for me, at least.